Hey friends, the first half of this video is going to be live commentary talking about my play session of the Concealed Void Master Lost Sector. And right off the bat, I can tell you, don't do this. Even if it has the correct rewards you want, it's not really worth it. Not because it's difficult, but because it's inconsistent. So the best strat for this is, of course, probably using Strand Titan with Banner of War, going for like Tractor Cannon, 1-2 punch, and instant killing the boss going into your super. The problem with that strategy and with this Lost Sector is it's inconsistent. You make one mistake on Titan and lose your Banner of War stacks, well, you might as well reset the run because the boss room doesn't have enough cover, and chipping away at the boss takes too long to the point where you might as well just reset and go for the fast strat again. The second half of that is if you don't instant kill champions, you run into a problem where the room can essentially soft lock and you won't be able to progress because the barrier champion kind of like goes under the map. You can still hit it, but you have to run really far out of cover to get a line of sight on it, and it will never activate its barrier shield. So you pretty much have to kill it instantly to make the rest of the ads in the room able to be shot again, because the barrier champion tethers to ads and makes them immune. So that's what makes this Lost Sector inconsistent. And I came up with the strategy that finds some sort of consistency in all of that without using any artifact perks. So the real thing that makes this possible is this grenade launcher from Season 20. If you haven't obtained this, go to the helm, go to the war table, you do this Defiant Battleground stuff, go to your quest log, Season of the Wish, past challenges, and there you go. Season of Defiance, do all this, collect your weekly red box, and eventually you will be able to craft this. Or you might just get it to drop with this as it stands. It seems like these two perk combos of Envious Assassin and Bolt Shot would interfere with each other, and they absolutely do. But the thing is, you need all three of these perks to get out of the soft lock. You need Disorienting Nades so that the immune enemies are blind and can't shoot you. You need Envious Assassin so you can reload your gun automatically quick enough. And then you need Bolt Shot to handle the Overload champions. Of course, on this seasonal artifact, you have Overload Rocket Launcher, so that's not really a problem. But let's say you wanted to go double primary, like Overload Auto Rifle and then like Wish Ender. Yes, you can get through it, but you're going to run into like a hell run. You're going to run into veteran mode on this, where you get the soft lock and there's no way to get out of it. You pretty much just have to reset this Lost Sector. I'm switching to post commentary for a second to say I tried so many different builds on this Lost Sector on Hunter. I searched all around the room. I found some out of bounds. I even tried Blight Ranger, and it turns out Blight Ranger essentially reflects the boss's bullets back for the same damage as a pulse rifle burst. Alright, so my pulse rifle, 2,300 a shot. Check this out. Yeah, it does less damage than my pulse rifle. Needless to say, Blight Ranger was bad, but a lot of the other builds I tried were pretty good, but they lacked a mistake fixer. So now let's go back to this live comm while I talk about one of the best mistake fixers in the game, Celestial Nighthawk. So, the mistake fixer is Celestial Nighthawk. This recently got a buff where precision kills give you more super energy. And while you can use this to instantly kill a champion if you proc Radiant with either Acrobat Dodge or Weighted Throwing Knife and Ember of Torches, it'll just one-hit a champion outright. I don't advise that because you need this to get out of mistakes and out of soft lock. So between that and this grenade launcher, that is the key to success to making this strategy possible, and it's a super chill strategy. You just sit in the back and gun everything down with Revision 0, and you can get about a 5-minute run if everything goes perfectly. When you get to the boss room, you're going to hit the boss with Nighthawk and take off about half of its health, then use Revision 0's Sniper Mode with 4th times the charm, and with your bait and switch rocket to do the rest of it. There is going to be a servitor in that room that makes the boss immune. Use your blinding launcher on that servitor or proc Bolt Shot on that boss, and that is how you clear the, well, I guess the entire Lost Sector at this point. I just explained it. But the post commentary will make sense. Before that, though, I want to talk about what I put on the build. I have 2 heavy ammo finders on the helmet. You can switch this with special if you're running into problems there. Kinetic Siphon, because Revision 0 is doing the bulk of the heavy lifting. Got Arc Loader, so I can proc Volt Shot a little bit faster. Impact Induction, Heavy-Handed. Heavy-Handed is important because your knife makes you radiant and it drops an orb on the floor, which will help you proc Kinetic Weapon Surge when you pick up that orb. Or with Powerful Attraction, you can Radiant Dodge. So, in the final boss room, there are 4 enemies that spawn before the boss. I will get a double kill on one of them, and then I will proc my Radiant Dodge and Powerful Attraction happens, and it just saves some animations. You can respawn the boss a little bit better. Also, with Golden Gun, there's currently a bug where 3 Kinetic Surges does not improve the damage of Golden Gun, but for some reason, 2 does. If you're watching this video like 6 months from now, this might not work, so double check that. Anyway, kind of a no-brainer. Recuperation, just get your health back, lets you play a little bit more aggressive. On that same idea, I use Healing Nade, and I throw it a little bit ahead of my path, so if I'm going into a finisher or something, I finish into the grenade and heal myself so I can instantly reblind the groups and keep playing aggressive. 3 Harmonic Reserve since I am using an Apex Predator. I actually found I like Cold Comfort a little bit better with Envious Assassins. Sometimes I can even backpack 3 rockets instead of 2. I think Reconstruction's max is 2. But I'm not recommending this, especially a no artifact run, because this is just way too difficult to get. Then on the class item, Powerful Attraction, Reaper, so I have yet another way to get surges if I mess up, and Proximity Ward. If you run into special ammo problems, go Special Finisher. Okay, and now the subclass, Marksman Goldie, of course, because you're using Nighthawk. Knock him down, and on your marks, you can fit a lot of fragments. Gunpowder Gamble sounds like a snack until you realize that the enemies in here are so aggressive, so accurate, that they'll just shoot this grenade out of your hand, and you'll probably just end up wiping. Ember of Mercy, stats, Fire Sprite Restoration. Torches is very necessary for knock them down and weighted throwing knife. If you're more comfortable with Knife Trick, that's going to work great too. Ember of Searing, just get more melees, make Fire Sprites, a little bit of survivability. Ember of Combustion, so if you have to use your Mistake Fixer, it might kill an ad too. And Ember of Solace, you have extended radiance, you have more time to work with, so you can pre-spawn the boss. I think that explains everything. Once again, I'm not saying like this is an incredible strat or something, but you might find yourself in a future season having to do this without access to the seasonal artifact because it's literally the first day of the season. You never know. Anyway, I like problem solving like this in this game. It makes it a little more fun to find a consistent strategy like this. Anyway, enjoy the post-com. Equipment locked, let's go. There's an optimal way to start. You want to have Radiance, you can have a more consistent kill on this champion. So you use a knife on one, proc Volt Shot on the other, and it doesn't matter if you hit the champion with the Volt Shot round or a different ad with it, just something in this area has to be Volt Shotted. Now I proc Bait and Switch Rocket, throw a Healing Nade down, finish into the Healing Nade, and go to cover while blinding the room. Now, this is a random encounter. That barrier champion could be under the floor, it can be in the other room. It does whatever the hell it wants, and sometimes it doesn't even do the mechanic correctly. So keep your head on a swivel and be prepared for anything. Regardless of whatever permutation of this room you get, the solution is the same. Blind one side, chip away at the other, get that instant Envious Assassin reload, rinse, repeat. Even if the champion teleports into a different room to activate the barrier and it would be suicide to follow it and try to break the barrier again, don't worry, because every time you shoot Revision 0, you build up targeting data, which is your sniper rifle shots, and that makes quick work of pretty much anything. Now, optional with the final remaining enemy, you can use your grenade launcher to get the kill and bring Volt Shot into the next room. Oh, very important here, don't walk past this platform. Just stand still, wedge yourself in the corner, and just use Revision 0 on this champion. If you walk forward, it will go into bugged out mode, and you might encounter a Softlock. I found this to be the most consistent, albeit boring way to clear this champion. And if you really wanted to avoid all that, just use the Nighthawk. Another thing is it's tempting to use the targeting data on this champion, but you'll find you actually kind of waste shots, and you can save some rockets by using them on the Overload champion instead, if you got it like that and can hit all heads. Or maybe 2 sniper shots to the head and 1 rocket, or a sniper shot, a rocket, and a finisher. Any combination like that. Regardless, the rest of this room is really easy. Just blind, clean up with their primary, blind, clean up with their primary. That's going to be the theme of this Lost Sector. It looks like I hit a bolt shot. Yeah, on the champion. There we go. Sniper rifle mode. Do I hit 4? Yeah, I hit 4. So now I have extra 2 sniper bullets that aren't really that useful. This is what I was saying on that other champion. If you're finding it's hard to land this grenade launcher, you can climb the roof area so that you're shooting downward. So even if you miss, you can just remote detonate near your target. So when in doubt, climb a little bit higher, makes grenade launcher easier. This part, you can pre-blind this sniper or just drop down and YOLO it and try to break line of sight with it. Either way, if you have the extra ammo, you might as well just blind it. So this is the most important bolt shot of the run. If you miss this one, you have to Nighthawk this champion. Oh, there we go. There's that combination. That health kind of bugged out there, but it looks like Snipe Rocket was enough. This next room is full of glaive enemies. Don't kill them. Save them for later. They are bolt shot fuel. I thought proccing bolt shot on these shanks would be a good idea. You can just shoot them with provision 0. You don't have to hit this overload champion early. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you don't die to the shanks. If you run out of bullets and there is a weakened shank near you, you can hold the finisher button down and you will not die to the explosion. You will just straight up tank it. Now the champions. The barrier usually makes the overload immune, so just focus on the barrier. Sometimes the barrier teleports behind cover, but that's again why you have Nighthawk and why you have targeting data. Eventually, it'll be out in the open to take 4 sniper bullets, and that overload rifle that tracks towards you, strafe out one direction and then back the other. Don't jiggle peek that wall or you will get shot through the wall. That looks like bolt shot off the enemies behind us. Into bait and switch rocket. Easy finisher. Moving on. There are 4 enemies before this boss. I like to try to lure all the enemies close together so that I can drop an Orb of Light near the boss so I can set up my pre-spawn. I have to be Radiant before attacking this boss to do the most Nighthawk damage. And if I can also get a bolt shot on it, it clears out the next wave of ads a little bit better. So once you hit your pre-spawn on this boss, keep your head on a swivel because it'll just teleport somewhere and you gotta react to it. Most of the time it's one of 2 things. It's either it stands still so you move on to rocket damage, or it teleports and you panic so you head to the entrance of the room and try to take cover. The cover here is one of the worst I've ever seen in a Lost Sector. There straight up is just a hole in this object, and all the enemy bullets go through that hole and hit you, so you can never really recover to full health. And if you wait in the corner, you will get naded out. So be a little more aggressive with your blinding launcher usage, and keep the boss bolt shotted, or just take out the ads to build up targeting data. Look for a rocket shot on the boss, because the rocket staggers the boss, and maybe you also have a clean run. The more you get these reps in, the more it'll make sense. If you're wondering what I was farming for, it was the Glissando Scout Rifle and the Psy Hermetic Pulse Rifle. I'm not sure if this rotation will change in the future, but those are pretty good guns. Again, I don't promise to do a Lost Sector video on every Lost Sector. I'll get to the ones that I get to. So thanks for watching this one. Let me know in the comment section anything that you enjoyed on this Lost Sector or faster, was more efficient, and I'll see you in the next one.